Hello, this is Pskv coming to you in the comfort of your home. Oh yes, in the comfort of your home. Hope you're enjoying this weekend. Yes, this beautiful weekend, powerful weekend. And the blessing is great. All right now. Pskv is all about organization. It's about Pskv is the P is for the prosperity, the S for the success, the K for the kingship, and the V is for the vineyard. And this is all about the blessing of prosperity. The blessing of prosperity is about knowing about the economic blessings and also to know that we must have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to understand the economic system. And that's first of all is organization. So let us get into this here topic because this is a topic that's going to bring order, motivation, and inspiration to get you started. Don't allow 2018 to leave out this year without your organization. The 18 represent a powerful number. 1 and 8 is 9. And 9 is a geographic number to pull back everything into harmony. So let us get into the strength and the power of understanding ourselves that we must need organization to rise into our levels of high achievements. To your space, because what you're going to be doing to organize yourself, to get yourself in the right perspective of what you want with increase and how can get increase, it cannot be done if you don't know yourself. It cannot be done if you now have that area in your life that now is combobulated with other people. And so that means you're not going to be thinking about you because your main interest is about that other significant other. Now, I'm not talking to those that with families, with children, little children. You are the responsible for your children. They are the ones that are babies right now. They are still adolescents. Those that are parents that have adolescent children and you are single. You still in your rightful place right now because you can still grow and elevate. That is important to know. You can grow and elevate because you're not inviting anybody into your life until you get things organized. Then you go into the next level and say, now I'm ready to date because I have things organized. So that means when you meet somebody in your life, you're not quick for them to see your children because due to the fact you are organized. And you got to know what it takes to invest in yourself. So to invest in yourself, that means that you have to invest in books. That means you have to invest in conference. That means you have to invest in even get life coaches. You have to invest in these areas to better you. Because the better you is not going to happen just because you saying it. It take work. It take labor. And that's where organization come in. So that's why this here, where we talks about life shapes programs, is about shaping your life to success, is about getting to know you. Getting to know who you are to shape your life into success. So Pskv is for the prosperity, the success. That's right, and the kingship that is representing the vineyard of nothing but prosperity flow. So in order for you to rise up, look in that mirror, take a good look, and look at that mirror into the spiritual and look at it in the natural. It's things that you want to go into the spiritual for more growth. Because if you're not growing in the spiritual, how are you going to grow in the natural? Because the natural person is always going to be thinking about tomorrow. That's the natural person. They're thinking about tomorrow before tomorrow get here. Because they're in the natural. But a spiritual person knows that it's not just about tomorrow, because tomorrow may not be promised to everybody. So then that becomes still selfish. And why you say that's selfish? Why do you say that's selfish? Because the reason why I'm talking directly to you, yes, you. The reason why I'm saying that is selfish is because now you only thinking about yourself. So that means you're not thinking about the inheritance that you're going to leave behind. You're not thinking about what you want your children to inherit. And if you don't have any children, what about the people that you love, the community that you love? What about the charities that you love? So that means if you don't even have children, that do not stop you from having an inheritance. That's right. I'm talking to you. That's right. So do not let nobody tell you just because you have no children, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to concern yourself about that. Yes, you do. You concern yourself about every detail. Because that means you have the ability, you have the control with organization, because God is organization, to say this is what I want my money to go to. This is where I want to dedicate my money to. And so that means still you're not working and you're not achieving and think it's going to be into dung when you leave, because you don't control it, you don't organize it, and you want to know exactly where it's going before you even leave this world. And you have to say so. Even after you left this world, your word is still critical to people. Your word carry power. And when I say critical, mean that that word, that black and white paper, when you leaving a will, and I mean a will if it's not even the people that's there, that you leaving money, that in family orientation. But that will come in to tell you that I'm leaving something behind for this organization. I'm leaving something behind because this person was good to me. I'm leaving something behind. Now I'm talking to the ones that don't have children, and they feel that this not necessary. So everything is necessary. So all your life savings, all the things that you have done in life, it is still necessary to put things in order. And that is organization. So organization means that right now, maybe you starting from fresh. Maybe you done been operating, critically. And critically mean a mess. You've been operating with a mess. And that mess means that you done got divorced. Everything had to start over. But do not allow the enemy to come in to tell you that it's hard to get back on your feet. Let me tell you, the biggest step that you made was when you had to leave and make that reconciliation with yourself, that the best thing for self is for me to end this here marriage, to end this relationship, for me to be able to rise into my excellence. That is the blessing. That is the blessing when you can come into that conclusion and bring organization into yourself. So organization is a big thing. Some overlook it. They really do. Then what you mean? Is it boring? No, it's not. It's the most critical thing in life. And that's when you'll start seeing the achievements that come in. That's when you'll start seeing, wow. I've been overdoing things. I didn't even have to overdo that. I didn't even have to overspend money if I had things organized. Just like I'm going to take, for example, for the kitchen cabinet. Some, will say, what in the world is she going in? We're talking about the kitchen cabinet, and this is going to be about the organization. But that kitchen cabinet represents life. It represents your life. It represents the things that you storing up in that cabinet. So when you go in that cabinet, it can make you go into a roller coaster. Because if things are not organized in that cabinet, when you go shopping, that means you're not organized. You're not going to want to even write the things down of a list of the things that you need when you go food shopping, because you already combobulated. You already in a twister, because when you look in the cabinet, everything is so confused. There's nothing there. So you going and buy the repeated items, and then you end up turning around doing the same thing over again, because now the food done expired, because now you did not take the time to put it into the storage. So even when you put things into your canisters, you can also put a date on that canister. Just tape it right there. And then, and you're a person that don't like to see a whole lot of clutter with your canisters, put it in a hidden place that only you can see it. Even if it have to be at the bottom. But you know what that content hold, but you also know the date of that content. So that's why I said the cabinet is representing life formation. Is representing how you organizing that cabinet is how you organize your papers, your documents. Oh, yes. I'm going to give a quick example of this, and it's a little testimony. I was coming back from Virginia, coming back to New York, and my son was at home in New York, and he turned around and he said that when one of the furniture pieces had left out, which was my desk, had left out of the apartment, he assumed that I had took all his stuff, all his college papers, his degrees, his high school diploma. I mean, very, very important documents. And he thought that I had got rid of them. That's what he thought. But I was not the one that turned around and took and broke down that desk. I didn't break it down. I wasn't home to break it down. So now, when they had took the bag, because this is when dealing when you're breaking from a marriage, and this was during the time I was breaking from a marriage, a divorce. And so now the marriage is being broken. So now everything is in a plastic bag. And I turned around, I'm very strong with this. I turned around and I went into the bag and I broke that bag down. Step by step by step, and all his documents was in the bag. Because this is what I always did, kept his documents in file folders. Everything was in the bag. So when he came home, and he was just graduating from college, came home, and he saw, and he was so upset because all these papers were supposed to be missing. And he looked on the bed, I had it all lined up. And I had someone that was there with me that was witnessing this. And they said, wow, you even have his kindergarten papers. You even have kindergarten documents. And I gave him his documents and said, now you're responsible for this. And I did not do that. But still, I took the time, because if I did not take the time to come home from Virginia and look in this bag that was being isolated, because that's what happens. You'll take everything and put it in a bag, and that's the bag of junk. And next thing you know, that bag of junk could go right out in the garbage, but nobody ever looked at it. And it could be a lot of important things that could be in that bag. So that's why we have to always know organization is very important. So now he took all his things, he had it organized. And the same thing that I did with the rest of my sons, always had them with their own personal file folders, and including myself, because I'm a person, I don't like to look for things. Why should I have to look for things when I should have a place, a home for those things? All right. So even though we have apartments we live in, house that we live in, we still, if we are not organized, I don't care if you got all the room. I mean acres of space. It's still not going to do anything if it's not organized. Life must be organized. This is Pskv coming to you in the comfort of your home and letting you know that the comfort of our home is about organization. And that's right. And this is motivation right here. Motivating us into our destination, including myself. That's right. I'm my own self-coach. That's right. So talk to you soon. Talking to you. That's right. Talking to you right now. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.